Welcome to Sports Playback, the show that brings you the best highlights, scores, and matchups from all your favorite Centinela Valley schools. Lawndale losing or Hawthorne, we've got them all. Counting down the regular season with you, I'm Karen Bright. Let's get to it. With just 1 week left in the regular season, we've got one local team fighting to stay on top, another fighting to stay in the postseason conversation, and one that's just trying to avoid that dreaded last place label. But first, let's take it back to Friday night. We start with the Hawthorne Cougars on the road against El Segundo. Hawthorne, the visitor and underdog on paper, coming in at 5-19. The Cougars' last win was at home in January, but guess who that win was against? You got it, El Segundo. The Cougars tested themselves in Eagles territory tonight. Markel Gray led with 16 points, but it was El Segundo that exploited the home court advantage this time, outscoring Hawthorne 55-42 for the win. On to Lou House, where the Pioneer League's heavyweights also tipped off for the second time this season. First time around, it was Lusinger with a more than comfortable 74-49 win, but this time they'd be sans the still injured Devin Newton, so basically it's a totally different matchup. The first place Olympians and second place Spartans played aggressive and evenly until the final seconds of the fourth. South's Michael Yost sunk a clutch one at the buzzer for the 54-52 Spartan upset, moving South just one game away from first place. We fly high to the Cards' Nest now for an Ocean League matchup just as epic. Number 2 Lawndale hoping to hand number 1 Beverly Hills their first league loss. This game chock full of talent, 4 future D1 athletes on the court tonight. In the first, Lawndale up 1. Chimezi Metu sets the tone. This Trojan commit is all business. Second quarter now, Beverly Hills on the attack, run into a roadblock, and it's a quick Lawndale transition. DeAndre Snedecor drains it, bumping the lead up to 9. As the first half winds down, the Normans claw their way back with that 3 from Trevor Berger, but the Cards aren't satisfied. Snedecor tosses one in for 2 of his 14 of the night, and the slim 27-25 Lawndale lead into the half. Third quarter, Beverly Hills playing together, splits the D. Future Arizona Wildcat Chance Comanche up and over. Another from Jalen Sands chips away at the gap, but it's the Cards with a 41-45 advantage to end the quarter. In the fourth, the refs seem to have a little problem with Chimezi, but it turns out to be just a little blood on the jersey from a small cut on his finger. Not a problem. He swaps out for number 11 and checks back into the game. Down 2 here, the Normans storm down court. Comanche sneaks one by to tie it up at 50, and Chimezi isn't taking that lightly. He returns the favor for the 52-50 lead. Now here's where we get the bang for our buck. Tied at 54, Chimezi sinks the go-ahead, and it's looking good for Lawndale, up 56-54 with less than 30 seconds to go. But on the inbounds, Chimezi gets caught throwing a retaliation elbow, and the refs aren't about to let him off, giving him the technical. Ryan Manucheri, ice cold, sinks both free throws, sending the game into overtime. In OT, Buda Jones pumping up the crowd. Beverly Hills strikes first though, and the mental mistakes take over for Lawndale. The Cardinals wouldn't recover, and a still undefeated Beverly Hills wins it 63-58, the final. The Ocean League action continues tonight. Hawthorne heads to Culver City. These two teams have just one league win apiece and will fight to stay out of last place. Can Markel Gray and Davion Lee keep their squad on track for all 4 quarters? Will Cesar Arazo continue to excite with those timely 3-pointers? Still number 1, Lusinger hits the road tonight to challenge the 3rd place North Saxons. Will tonight mark sophomore Devin Newton's return to the court? Can the Olympians bounce back from last week's last-minute home loss? And for our game of the night, we're heading back to the Cards cage as Lawndale will play as a number 3 for the first time this season as they host the 4th-ranked El Segundo Eagles. The Cardinals will try to notch their first February win and climb back up to the 2nd spot they've enjoyed all season. They have the talent, but can they utilize it? It's time to find out. Let's throw it down to the court for Sports Playback. I'm Karen Bright. Lou, take it away.
Thank you very much, and welcome to the CityTV Game of the Week from the Cage, the Cardinal Cage, on the campus of Lawndale High School The Cardinals are welcoming in the El Segundo Eagles, and the Cardinals are not flying so high right now, Rufus.
No, they're not, but it's guaranteed to be a bird fight tonight. You got the Cardinals and the Eagles. You're right, the Cardinals have lost 3 in a row. Boy, a tough loss we saw last week against Beverly Hills, and they need to get back on the winning track, and they have a chance to do that tonight as they head into the playoff season. But this El Segundo team comes in on a roll. I mean, they've had their struggles, but 3 in a row will get you pumped up.
That's right. Winners of 3 in a row are the Eagles. Egidio DeLeo is going to be covering El Segundo for us tonight. And how are they going to try to stop this Cardinal offense?
Like Rufus mentioned, it is a battle of the birds, but the last time these two teams met, it wasn't a battle at all. It was all Lawndale. I actually watched that game, and the reason why the Eagles weren't competitive in that game because they were trying to attack inside. You can't match the size of Broderick Jones and Chemezi Metu. So what the Eagles need to do to be competitive here tonight, they did get good looks last time. They need to capitalize and take shots from outside the perimeter if they're going to need to be competitive. But like Rufus also mentioned, they're on a 3-game winning streak, so that's going to give them a lot of momentum in tonight's matchup.
All right, the Cardinals had a little bit of a problem towards the end of the ball game. Chemezi Metu had a bit of a meltdown. It's up to him whether this team can even think about getting into second place.
Oh, it absolutely is, Lou, and that's what everybody will be looking for tonight. We haven't seen them since Friday. The fans haven't seen them since Friday, so we don't know what their state of mind is going to be. But if we know Coach Brownlee, you know, the first thing you got to do is put this all behind you. As we spoke about it on Friday, one of the objectives is gone now, and that was a league championship. So now you settle for new objectives. One is to finish on a winning note, which they have an opportunity to do. And, of course, the next thing is to get ready for the playoffs. But you're right, so goes Chemezi, as we saw Friday night, so goes the rest of the team.
That's right, and Sebastian Spencer is going to be watching the Cardinals for us. And the Cardinals have to depend on Santa Monica and Beverly Hills if they want to get into second place.
Yeah, definitely. Second place is really up for grabs right now. Santa Monica playing good basketball. Lawndale not so well right now. And like Egidio and Rufus mentioned, you know, it was a blowout the last time that the Cardinals played the Eagles, but they know that they're coming in tonight playing a team that is definitely wounded with 3 losses. So they're going to come in with a different mind state, and they're feeling like we maybe can win this game because they're off their game a little bit. Last time they played, they were on a winning streak, now a losing streak.
Even though the El Segundo Eagles are 3-5 in the league and the Cardinals are 5-3, the Cardinals have a chance to make a statement tonight.
Well, they certainly do, and we haven't mentioned it yet, but it is senior night, so it's a special, special night for 10 players on this team. This is a senior-laden team, and boy, every one of the guys that we've called so many times throughout the season, this could potentially be their last hurrah here at the Cardinal Cage. They're hoping in the playoff season they may get another home appearance, but that's not guaranteed. For all intents and purposes, Lou, this is the last showdown at the Cardinal Cage for a lot of these guys.
All right, and we're going to see the senior festivities right after this.
Hi, I'm Donnell Beverly from the University of Connecticut, home of the 2011 National Championship Yukon Huskies basketball team, and you're losing your Olympians.
Beverly around the back, follow-away jumper, good, beautiful shot.
It wasn't too long ago I was playing basketball right here.
I just want to thank him for having me here. I'm honored to play here.
And the Huskies are the top dog in 2011.
Winning the NCAA championship has always been a goal of mine, but so is getting a great education that will last me a lifetime. You can achieve your goals too. All you have to do is work hard and dream hard, and you can do anything you put your mind to.
Back here at the Cardinal Cage, just about ready to get the festivities underway for senior nights. And as Rufus said, there are 10 seniors on this roster. And here come the basketball seniors. They're led by Delano Beckles and his mom. And Rolando looks more excited than Delano. And his dad and new baby brother. So Delano wants to get the Player of the Game award tonight. That's what he's telling me.
All right.
And one of the other players coming by with mom and dad and family, or mom and family. And there is Brandon Newman. Mrs. Newman and Mr. Newman.
Yep.
And number 4, Shemezi Matu, who is headed for USC, wearing that USC shirt already. I believe that's DeAndre Snedeker.
Yep.
And family. Here comes number 25, Chris White, with his UTEP t-shirt on. And why not?
Yeah, there you go. He's already advertising.
Looks good in that color.
Oh, absolutely. A moment he should be proud of.
And headed for San Diego State, number 1, Buda Jones. Nice kid. Tedrick T.J. Johnson now coming out with his family. So, you know what? It's always a bittersweet night this night. Quincy Pinkert, also a senior. David Broster, a senior. Kenny Sherman, also a senior. Or is Kenny, is he a junior? Is Kenny Sherman a
Who's
junior?
that?
Kenny Sherman.
Well, according to the
Don't
records
see him.
we had, said he was a senior.
But anyway, there they are.
Yep.
Your class of 2015. Lawndale Cardinals. Always good to see them. Shemezi Matu, always a force in every game that we've seen him play. And then Buda Jones. So it was a nice ceremony tonight. And
Absolutely.
Even the cheerleaders, the Spirit Squad, the young ladies that are wearing tiaras tonight, those are the seniors. So maybe we can get some interviews with some of those seniors that are moving on in their life.
Moving on. Well, that's one thing about going to high school. You got to leave eventually.
Boy, that's such a positive spin. All right, well, now they're doing some warm-ups. And while the warm-ups continue, we will go to break. Right after this, we will be back with the opening tip-off and the opening lineups.
Everybody has a dream. Mine was to see the ocean. And with a little help, I made it.
Back inside the cage, and it's just about time for the starting lineups in the national anthem. And Rufus, this is going to be an interesting game. I don't want to call it either way because we're looking at Shemezi Matu, who really doesn't have a whole lot of emotion anyway.
Right.
And just you were mentioning it during off the air that there's a lot of energy over there in El Segundo squad.
Well, there certainly is, and conversely, this Lawndale team didn't look as energetic as you might expect, especially on a night like tonight. it's senior night. You're performing in front of your fans and friends for possibly the last time. I remember what it was like when my son played his last football game at home and the emotion that was involved, and one of the photographers captured it. And it's something that really just resonates as we see the El Segundo team being introduced.
Dan Germain, 5'7" senior guard at one guard. Number 25, Stephen Moyes, is center, a 6'6" junior. James Martin III at 1 forward position, a 6'2" junior. And number 30, Chase Ali Watkins, and Sam Ernest, number 33. Now here come the Lawndale Cardinals. Tedrick T.J. Johnson, a 6-foot senior. Number 1, Broderick Buda Jones, a 6'10" senior. Number 4, Shemezi Mutu, a 6'10" senior, headed for USC. Number 24, Delano Beckles, a 6'2" senior, told me he hopes to go to Pacific next year. And number 25, Chris White, a 6'3" senior, and he is headed for UTEP. The El Segundo Eagles are 9-5 overall, 3-5, third place in the Ocean League, 2-6 on the road, and have won 3 in a row, and are coached by Jason Ito. The Lawndale Cardinals are 14-10, 5-3 in the Ocean, and they are in third place. El Segundo is in fourth place, excuse me, and they've lost 3, but they're 3-1 at home. Their head coach is Chris Brownlee. His third year, 56-23, is assisted by Johnny Parker, and Karina Estrada, another Cardinal senior, will sing the national anthem. And the whole crowd, student section, joins in to help Karina Estrada finish off the national anthem. And always a very nice, sweet
Absolutely,
rendition.
and you know, she might be the secret weapon for the emotional meter for this team. I actually saw him, you know, her rendition got them stirred up a little bit, and I saw some clapping and cheering from the players. And it's a beautiful thing how the crowd joins in at the end. On that very last verse. I mean, I really like that. And boy, you mentioned that she's a senior. That's going to be missed to see her, or that she'll no longer be available, I assume, to do the national anthem.
Well, and when she comes back next, it's either volunteer or they pay her.
Right.
But no, she's quite a young lady. She's got a nice future ahead of her. Wants to go into psychology or acting. So is there a difference?
Some might say there's no difference.
Who's the officials tonight?
The officials tonight, tossing the ball was Jeff Leggett, and working with him, that means Jeff is the referee, and the umpire for tonight's contest is George Davis.
Ball was tipped out of bounds, so El Segundo has possession of it after Lawndale had won the tip. Driving down the lane is Ali Atkins, and the three-point shot by Martin III goes out of bounds. So Lawndale gets possession. Here they come with their first chance on offense. Matu has it from the elbow. Now White up to TJ. TJ tosses it and gets it back. Matu down low, and nice give and go alley-oop with the layup by Broderick Jones. Assist from Matu. So about 30 seconds in, Lawndale cashes in their first time on offense. Ernest down low, gets it to German. We didn't see him against Hawthorne. And the ball goes out of bounds. It's turned over by the Eagles over to Lawndale. So you see Dan Germain. Now Matu has it from the free throw line. Misses. And the rebound is taken by James Martin III. Chase Ali Atkins going up against TJ.
It's our first chance to see Chase. He didn't play in the Hawthorne game that we covered where Hawthorne played El Segundo.
German going against the trees, and it's taken away by Buddha. Now Matu acting like a point guard, gets it off to TJ, give and go, dishes off and over to Beckles, but it's tipped once, twice, no. Rebound snatched away by Moye, but he steps on the baseline, and it'll be Lawndale ball. 6:26 left to go in the first, so that was a possession, right?
Yep.
So it's a turnover. But Lawndale missed 5 shots at the bucket.
And they're just toying with them, as you can see, Lou, in terms of what we've seen in the first 2 possessions.
3-point shot taken, and it's missed by Chris White. The rebound comes down into the hands of Chase Ali Watkins. Ball is tipped by Chris and out of bounds. It'll still be Eagles ball with 21 seconds left to go on the shot clock. 6:07 on the game clock in the first quarter. They see the defense by White. Ball is tipped by TJ, and he retains possession. Over to Matu. No foul called, and the rebound is batted, taken away by Martin. James Martin III going against Buddha, puts it up, won't go down, gets his own rebound. Beckles has a hand in there, no. Rebound is off to Moye, and he puts it up and in. That was too easy.
And boy, this Lawndale team, I'll be quite frankly, does not look like it came to play tonight. I've never seen a team at any level of basketball, from Parks and Rec to college or the professionals, so uninspired as we're seeing right now. Looks like there's still a hangover from the Beverly Hills loss, and we talked about that, and we wondered whether that would carry over. And here in the early going, hey, it looks like it is carried over.
That's right. It's very listless and no energy from this Lawndale team. 5:15 left to go in the first quarter. Moye came to play.
I can guarantee you that there are guys over there. That shot put up from distance doesn't go. Me Too comes down with it. And
bad
there's
pass.
A turnover for him as he tried to hit a streaking Delano Beckles and just missed him. And here comes Snedeker, and Me Too comes off. And quite frankly, I'm not surprised at the substitution. I was just about to say that very thing, Lou, that I think that if you got guys out there who not feeling it tonight, I guarantee you there's 5 other guys on there that would give their eye tooth to be on the floor.
Ball is taken after the turnover by Ali Watkins. So DeAndre Snedeker in the game for Matu. German on the weave. But he was cut off at the pass by Snedeker. Ali Watkins has it, almost lost it. Underneath to Germain, but couldn't get it over Buddha. Now gets it back. A 3-point attempt is blocked and taken away by Snedeker. 4 turnovers apiece, and Chris White decides to slow it down. Into Buddha on the give and go to TJ. Now back to Snedeker for 3. No, rebound is off and taken by Sam Ernest. Gives it to their point guard, Ollie Watkins. German wide open 3. Lucky that didn't go down. And White with the rebound. Long pass to Beckles, waits for his guys to come back. Ball is tipped, almost lost. Snedeker with a good dribble save.
And we're halfway through the first quarter, and it's still only a 2-2 ball game.
A long shot taken from outside of Buddha's range. And there you see the score. 3:45 left to go in the first quarter.
And this is where I think, you'll hear me talk about them not going for a turnover against the Cardinals. But this is where I think they need one of those slam dunks that they love, something to give an emotional lift.
Something to wake them up, and that was another bad pass. As TJ couldn't get that even if he had Shemezi's height. So now even the crowd behind us has gone silent. Usually the Cardinals in the cage are chirping. 3-point shot taken by Ollie Watkins, and there's the lead. So that's only the 5th point, 3:10 left to go in the first quarter. And the Cardinals have yet to really penetrate. Only one penetration in this game so far by Lawndale, where they had 5 shots and couldn't get it. Baseline to TJ, and now Beckles gets it. But this El Segundo defense has their hands up. 3-point shot taken by TJ. No, Buddha with a rebound, and that wouldn't go in. Snedeker has it. Moye may have fouled Snedeker, and he'll get 2 at the line.
Well, there was somebody with a 2 in their number.
Okay, so then it was 23.
Okay.
James Martin III. His first personal. First team foul. There you see Jason Ito talking to his crew, Dan Germain. First one by DeAndre is in. So he has his first point. Somebody lost their tiara.
A queen has lost her crown.
That can be dangerous. In the ball game now is Quincy Pinkert for Chris Brownlee. Second one rolls out, and Ernest lets it go out of bounds. It should be Lawndale ball. Nope, they're going to say it went off of a Cardinal.
Well, Pinkert knocked it out.
So Delano Beckles out of the game and Pinkert in. Inbounded to Germain, and now to Ernest, and the ball is blocked and stolen away by Buddha Jones. White with it, gets it over to Pinkert, back up front to TJ. White with a wide open 3, off the mark. Rebound goes off to Ollie Watkins of the Eagles. 2:20 left to go in the first quarter. Chris Brownlee standing with his arms crossed. Now Martin III trying to go up, and does. That shot rimmed out. Rebound is off to White. Left-handed dribble across the line with 1:58 left in the first. Snedeker going down the lane. There's some energy. He has 3 points. And ties up the game. 1:43 left to go in the first quarter. Germain has it. 17 points due the Cardinals average, and that was too easy to Moye, who has 4 points. Good assist by Dan Germain. Less than a minute and a half. Snedeker had it, gave it over, and we have a foul, a hand check.
That was on number 23.
So that's 2 on James Martin III. Matu back in. Buddha Jones out. There's James Martin III. Brandon Martin in the ball game for the first time. The two bounce pass on the give and go. Count it. He'll go to the line for the and one. Chris White. Charles White, boy, that's a blast from the past. So that ties the ball game, and this will give an opportunity for the Cardinals to get the lead back. Chris Brownlee, very stoic on the sideline. And can't complete the and one. Eagles get it, but a full court pressure by the Cardinals. Ball brought across. Martin III against Brandon Newman. There's some energy for you.
Yep.
And he has instant results on the steal. Alley-oop to Snedeker, lays it in. DeAndre, as there's a timeout. Jason Ito calls a timeout after the lead is taken back by the Cardinals. And there's Newman stealing the ball.
And that's what you talked about. He's an energy player. He brought some energy to the floor, and immediately we see the Cardinals take the lead at 9-7 after having either trailed or been even for most of this quarter.
That's right. And the El Segundo Eagles averaged 9.1 in the first quarter. The Cardinals averaged 17.1. And there's Brandon. His last regular season home game here at the cage.
And that last foul was given to whom on El Segundo?
On El Segundo, that was or for the and one. Oh no, there wasn't an and one. There, let's see. The timeout. Well, that was James Martin who has 2 fouls. Is that what you're talking about? Okay. Germain with it, and the ball is tipped and stolen away. Quincy Pinkert also bringing some quickness in with 44 seconds, but this Cardinal crowd is waiting for something to ignite them. The ball is stolen away by Pinkert. He has Newman with him, but threw it right to Germain. He'll take it himself. Won't go down. Pinkert way up high for the rebound. Boy, did he get up high. Newman over to Shemezi, and an intentional foul called by Germain.
The intentional was there, but what you almost mentioned, I'm not sure you saw him almost throw an elbow again, okay? And I'm sure these officials talk. Let's see if we see the replay. Folks, you got to see this, you know. As you can see.
Yep. He caught himself there. So an intentional foul on Dan Germain. First foul shot is up and good. Two for two. Looks like Matu's been working on the free throws. So Lawndale got the ball back.
Well, right now, I think free throws are the least thing that he needs to work on. Right now, he's got to work on his sportsmanship and emotional control, because that could have been disastrous right there for as Snedeker scores yet another basket and is the leading scorer here in this contest so far with 7.
Under 10 seconds left to go. Pinkert almost steals it from Martin III over to Germain. Ernest has it now with 2 seconds left. He doesn't know what time it is. And Moye's shot at the buzzer won't count. 13-7 is a score in a very listless, lifeless first quarter.
Well, you know, looks like we've got a video, so let's go to it.
Thanks, guys. So far, a huge improvement by the Eagles since that first meeting between these two teams. The Eagles have combined for 9 rebounds so far as a team, doing a great job. They've thrown off the Lawndale Cardinals off their game plan. They're not letting Chemezi Metu and Brian Jones get into their focus and get into their role. They're doing a good job. They're keeping it close. I think for the Eagles, if they can keep this game close, going later into the ball game, it's a victory for them. We'll see how they do. Guys, back to you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you very much. And Rufus, continue with what you were talking about.
Well, you know, all of this has been uncharacteristic of Tunisia, from what happened in the Beverly Hills game to what almost happened here. But he was just about to throw another elbow, and I'm not sure where this has come from.
Oh! Look out. Yeah. Matu went down hard on the alley-oop try. So that's a turnover, number 7 for Lawndale. Moye has blocked by Matu. And Moye shot that up high. And it'll be Cardinal ball after the swat.
Exactly.
So the ball is inbounded. And tipped and stolen away by Snedeker over to Newman. Has Pinkard with him, but Germain has been a pest. Stole that ball away. So the team's trade turnovers. Wally Watkins with a nice move on Newman. Moye back out to Ernest. Against Matu on the mismatch. Gets it to Moye. And he misses the shot badly from about 6 feet out. Saved by the Cardinals, but the Eagles get it.
It's a good effort by Matu. We're seeing him now playing with a little more energy here in the second.
Germain against Snedeker. And he puts it up and in. Nice play by Dan. Got his first bucket of the game. He's a good little player. Now Newman. Buda Jones. Too long. Rebound to Moye. No Cardinals under the basket for the rebound.
And once again, Lou, a game where, just like we saw against Beverly Hills, where there's a decided height advantage for the Cardinals and an inability to exploit that on the inside.
Moye with more energy, out tips the Cardinals, but they get it back anyway. Over to Newman, scoops it up and in.
Basic 2-on-1 basketball. Give the assist to Snedeker.
So now we got a foul on Matu, who reached in. His first personal, first team foul. 4 team fouls on El Segundo, so it'll be out of bounds. And Shemezi fouls the little guard on the mismatch.
Well, all he can do is guard who they put in front of him. He can't help the fact that most of El Segundo players, with the exception of one, are all small guys.
Ball is tipped and stolen. Now over to Matu. And
it looks like there's going to be a foul on the baseline called against Martin. And if that's the case, and it is, that's his third, Lou. Yep. And he stays on the floor, which would seem to suggest either their coach Ito is willing to gamble right now, or they aren't aware that he has 3 fouls.
Matu is out of the ball game, and in the ball game is David Broster, the forgotten man. And Broster, it's over to Quincy Pinkard. He gets his first bucket of the game. Newman trying to bother Martin, and he does tip it away, but it's taken back now by Justin Osler in the ball game. And the ball is being shuffled for. Finally, it's taken back by Ali Watkins, who slipped on the floor. Watkins misses everything on an air ball. Now Newman comes across with it. Trying to get it back, and a foul underneath. Is that
traveled on the play?
Travel? Okay.
Traveled on the play against Brandon Newman.
Ninth turnover for Lawndale.
But Lawndale starting to assert themselves a little bit, Lou, right now, leading 17-9. 5 minutes left in the second. The kind of distance that you expected from them.
And a steal by Snedeker underneath the Pinkard, lays it in. Nice job by both of those two young men. 4 points for
the
Quincy.
assist and give Pinkert the basket.
So the Cardinals are on a mini 6-0 run.
Now we got a technical that's being called against Brandon Newman.
Was that on Newman or Pinkert?
No, well, I think if we see the replay, the technical was called up here. The foul was called out top. So there's the foul on Pinkert there.
And
well, it may have been on Pinkert as well.
I would say that.
And we'll check that. If it's on Pinkert, then that's 2 quick fouls.
And Chase Ollie Watkins with 3 points, trying to get the Eagles back on the board. Does. Now has 4 points, so now here comes the technical. And Quincy Pinkert is out of the game.
Okay, well.
So Delano Beckles has a seat. Can't put up with that stuff.
All right. I'm a little confused here in terms of the administration of these fouls because, oh, okay.
A non-shooting foul.
It wasn't a shooting foul. There you go. There you go.
So 1 out of 2 on the free throws as Ollie Watkins takes it and Newman steals it. Wide open for Delano, gets around Martin to lay it up and in. Beautiful play by Delano. He has his first bucket of the game, and the Cardinals finally break 20 at the 4:20 mark. Shot taken off the mark by Martin as Osler picked it up. Probably should have just put it back up, but it's stolen by Jones, and now it's stolen back by Ollie Watkins. Gets it to Martin. Didn't want to go against Buddha, but he got him up there.
Well, he got Buddha off of his feet. And that basket put up and in by DeAndre Snedeker.
9 points for DeAndre.
He had a great game the last game, and here he is again tonight. Basket laid up and in by Brandon Newman.
That's a steal in the bucket.
And that forces another timeout to be called by Coach Ito and his staff, as the Lawndale Cardinals, as you look at the score on your screen, have now really started to assert themselves. 25-12 is our score with 3:35 left here in the first half.
You know, I don't think it's any coincidence because Brandon Newman and DeAndre Snedeker came in, also Quincy Pinkert, until the silly technical. Really put a spark into this Cardinal team.
And that they did, and here's what you see is the difference in the game with the score, because remember, with 4 minutes left in the first quarter, it was a 2-2 ball game, if you can believe that. And now, deep into the second quarter, we got a 25-12 ball game. So in 8 minutes of basketball time, essentially a quarter, they scored 23 points, which is more like the typical scoring output.
That's right. El Segundo bring the ball up court after the Newman steal and lay-in. Brandon is out of the ball game now. TJ back in. 3-point shot by Ernest, misses everything, and Moye is there to put it back.
And no, Ernest, you won't get an assist for that.
What?
Because that was a missed shot. That wasn't a pass.
3-2 defense employed by the Eagles. 3-point shot put up and air ball by Broster, who's getting some time. Good to see him getting some time. And Delano could have gotten called for a reach in on that one, but didn't.
Certainly could have. And that's one of those tough calls, who I can tell you as an official to make, is on that reach in play. And it's just judgment in terms of what the impact of the reach was that determines whether or not an official will actually make the call on the play.
Josh Hessing in for the first time tonight for the Eagles. Ollie Watkins, I don't think he's sat the whole game.
So all the Lawndale starters out on the floor with the exception of Mitu Snedeker out there in Mitu's place.
Martin had his shot hindered by Delano Beckles, puts up a three! He has 5 points. And 2:10 left to go in the first half. Ollie Watkins trying to get around Beckles, and now
a little too much Beckles on that play, right in front of the official. The contact knocked Ollie Watkins off stride, so the official had no choice but to make the call.
So that's the first on Delano, the 4th team foul. Sitting down is Josh Hessing for the Eagles, and back in is Dan Germain.
But I like how Ollie Watkins handles the ball. He's an excellent ball handler, but and that's a luxury to have on your team.
And he's a junior. He'll be back, puts up the ball, and got it over Buddha Jones. So he has 6 points. 1:35 left in the first half. White with the rebound tip. That wouldn't go down, and Ollie Watkins has it. Got a screen from Martin, who gets it to Germain. And he puts it up and in, put it into 4th gear with 4 points.
He turned on the turbo and went right by the defender. And
count it.
Buddha scores the basket. He's fouled from behind. And that foul's going to go, I believe, also on Martin.
I'm pretty sure that was on 25.
Well, let's see. No, that's on the back.
Oh, okay. Well, if that is, then Martin has 4 by my count.
Well, he has 4 by my count as well, although he stayed. I'm surprised he stayed out there with 3. We'll mark it. That's one of those we'll check at halftime because, boy, that puts him in an even deeper hole. Buddha misses the free throw, but they come down with the rebound.
And Beckles with the long 3, but Buddha gets it back. Puts up the runner and rattles it home. So now he has 6 points. And Beckles again, too close for comfort on Chase Ollie Watkins.
So that's 2 on Delano.
Once again, senior cheerleading parents, please come to the front of the balloons.
15 foul, and it inbounded right in front of the Eagles bench. Germain with it. Over to Ernest. Trying to get around Snedeker. Behind the back, puts up a shot. Snedeker says no. Beckles says, there you go. Little bit of dipsy-do.
Yeah, with the reverse layup for Delano Beckles.
And it was tipped away by Beckles.
This will be an easy one. Slam dunk!
9 points for Beckles, all here in the quarter. Hessing missed a chance at a wide open 3. Now gets it to Moye.
Okay, now that's a technical for hanging on the rim. So Moye's going to get the basket. Technical foul will go against Buddha, and that's going to be a personal foul as well. I record it as his first, but that'll send Chase Ollie Watkins with 4/10 of a second to the line to shoot 2 free throws.
So he makes both of them.
And they'll get the ball here, even though there's only 4/10 of a second. That's time enough to catch and shoot, fans.
So now Ali Watkins has 8 points, 5 of them here in the quarter. Well, that'll do it. This catch and throw. And so the Cardinals at least allowed them to not get a good shot away.
Exactly, but they allowed them to draw 2 points closer at 36-22 here at the half, courtesy of that technical foul being called against Buddha at the end of the quarter.
All right, well, we will try to assess this first half of play and get you some stats when we come back for the third quarter, right after this.
My life is full of statistics. Thing is, I could have dropped out of school and become one myself, but I didn't because I had people that believed in me. Here's another statistic. 7,000 students drop out every school day. That's 1 every 26 seconds. It's time that students know that we believe in them.
Inspire a student and share your message of support at boostup.org.
Back at the cage, the third quarter is just about ready to get underway, and good to see some of the football players coming by from the Lawndale Cardinals, and we're going to go to Egidio.
Thanks, guys. Talked to Coach Ito coming out of the locker room for halftime, and I asked him what his thoughts were on the first half. He said we're still giving up easy layups. He wasn't happy about it. He thought that was a big key in the loss in the first matchup. And luckily enough, the first points of the game was Broderick Jones with an easy layup. That's how Lawndale went up 2-0. But the Eagles are doing a good job. They're still fighting in there. One big reason is number 30, Chase Ali Watkins, who didn't play in the first meeting between Lawndale and El Segundo. He has 8 points and 2 rebounds, but also organizing things on the court. He's doing a great job. They have to involve him a little bit more if the Eagles want to leave here with their 4th win in a row. Lou, back to you.
All right, thank you very much. Yeah, that's exactly right. We didn't see Chase Ali Watkins against Hawthorne either.
Right.
And I don't know if he was getting over an injury or what, but let's get the Lawndale perspective from Sebastian Spencer.
You know, guys, Coach Brownlee isn't exactly thrilled about what he has to play for, and that's second place in the Ocean League after winning it twice in a row for these past couple years. But one of the things he talked about is playing with a lot of stuff going on this season, and he basically told his team, you have to stay ready. Nobody's going to give you anything. He talked about having a tough matchup going into Hawthorne and playing for second place as well. But another thing he's worried about is how their seeding is going to be towards the playoffs, because they have a couple tough teams they're going to play, and it's not for sure that they'll get a home game as well. Could be going up against a favorite team like Glendora, who's only lost 2 games this year. So far, it's been a very tough road at the end of the season for the Cardinals. We'll see if they can pick it up, find the pieces, and try to put it back together. Back to you guys.
All right, thank you, Sebastian. But it appears to me that the Cardinals and Chris Brownlee have to take care of business right here.
Exactly.
They have 8 more minutes of this game to put the Eagles away, who I'm sure are going to try to put a bigger monkey wrench into their plan.
Well, absolutely. And here in the second half, we'll see what they can do. However, fret not, Cardinal fans. They're on a 72-point pace, which they scored 73 the first time and held this team to 32. Now, El Segundo's on a little better pace this time, but the Cardinals are right on track for what they did the first time against this team. And just a little thing in terms of what Sebastian said, they were the defending Pioneer League champions. Right. Of course, they moved out of the Pioneer. This is their first time through the Ocean League, and they had hoped to come away with a league title. That's obviously not going to happen, but there's still room for good things to happen for this team.
Absolutely. Third quarter is underway. Glad you joined us. Turnaround jump shot by Buddha Jones to start things off, right where they left off. Or just the way the first quarter started, as Sam Ernest has it. Gets it around, and the ball is blocked away from Moye. And Chemezi looks like he has a bit more energy. So for Buda Jones, that's 8 points, and you saw that block. Moya didn't have a chance, and that inbound is stolen away by the Cardinals. Over to White. White with it. Now it's swung around to Delano. TJ on the give and go, but it got up and went into the hands of Dan Germain.
White was on the cut to the basket. It's hard to fault him on that play. Now we see Chemezi leading the break. Gives it off, and there you go.
Now he's got to get back on defense. That's only his first bucket of the game. He has 4 points.
Give the assist over to Delano Beckles. Been kind of trying to keep track of the assists during the course of this game, and there have been most of the baskets have been scored off of assisted plays.
That's good to see as well. Got to share it. Martin playing with 4 fouls, and Matu made him miss that shot badly. And Martin, actually that was Ali Watkins blocking the shot, but Delano Beckles gets his own pass and puts it in.
Right.
11 points.
So do you give a Beckles an assist to
Sure.
himself?
Why not? Well, no, you can't do that. I know that, but maybe Ali Watkins. No, you can't do that either. Ali Watkins goes baseline with a runner. Had to get it way over Matu. Comes up with the rebound.
Give it to your ball handler.
Did you see him motion to DJ? Come on back and help me.
And that was what, we saw Chance Comanche against these guys do. Consummate big man. Always, once he comes down with the ball in the backcourt, looks for his ball handler.
Shot taken, but the rebound is to Jones, and he puts it up and in, and maybe he'll be a force with 10 points now.
Buda's having a big game tonight. So is Snedeker and Beckles.
Chase Ali Watkins has been the Energizer Bunny all night long. Germain with the miss, and TJ with the rebound. And Cardinals looking to go 10-0. Nice little around the back, but Jones might have been shoved underneath by Moye. But he was just too far under the falls. Shot won't go down for Ernest. Gets his own rebound. Now to Moye with the shot. No. Matu gets the easy rebound. Over to TJ. TJ going against Moye. Lays it in with the left hand. That's his first bucket of the game. Now it is a 10-0 run coming out of the gate in the third quarter.
But good guards can do that, Lou. They can facilitate. They aren't as concerned about scoring. They're more concerned about setting up their teammates, particularly their scoring threats.
Chris White with a nice tip out of bounds. There you see Moye, Stephen Moye. Coming into the ball game is Justin Osler, number 4. Out of the game is James Martin III. Trying to preserve his minutes.
Excuse me, this is a 10-0 run so far for the Cardinals.
Shot by Osler missed. Matu looking like a point guard going against Germain, and went a little bit too far with a tomahawk. And Germain comes back with it. Matu coming back a little late, 3-pointer, and a rainbow put in by Ali Watkins. And he now has 10 points.
And the one thing we're seeing Matu do here that I can assure you will not be tolerated at the next level, and that's the lackadaisical return to the basket. Score the basket for Matu. And he had a couple of guys under there. I think it was number 33.
They give it to number 4, Justin Osler. His first personal, first team foul. And for Chemezi, just his second bucket of the game, but he looks for the old-fashioned 3.
Now they're telling our camera guys too much in the shot.
Hey, that's okay. We like that. You have to be told to move out of the way.
Okay.
Now George Davis's noggin gotten the shot. So 5 points for Chemezi. So George Davis Getting a little inadvertent camera time.
Wow.
And
now that's
Delano.
going to be a foul on Beckles, and that'll be his third officially.
First team foul. So Matu is out of the game. Snedeker in. Germain on the run, but TJ runs him down. Comes back out to Moye with the little bunny. Somebody left him alone. He has 10 points. Under 4 minutes left in the third quarter. TJ gets it over to Delano, goes baseline, and foul. I believe that's going to go on Moye. That'll be his first personal, second team foul. So not a shooting foul, so it'll be out of bounds as Martin the third comes in, Ostler out. White inbounds it to TJ from the elbow.
Good looking shot, couldn't get it to drop. Rebound comes down to Martin, and Ollie Watkins brings it in this direction.
3:22 left to go in the third quarter. Germain with it. Gets a screen from Moye. Now to Ernest. For three from way downtown. A little short. A lot short, actually. Beckles hands it back to TJ. Martin flirting with his fifth foul. Now it's over to Beckles. Stops, shoots, scores. Delano Beckles having a terrific senior night. 13 points. Martin and Snedeker knocked the ball away, but also earns a personal foul. That's his first. Second team foul. And it'll be out of bounds. Now DeAndre had 7 points in the first quarter, 9 in the first half, and hasn't sniffed the basket this quarter as Martin gets it to Ali Watkins with the rainbow. Good defense by TJ. Bounce pass to Snedeker, and there you go. Little bit out of control, but got it into the bucket.
Well, ask and you shall receive. You wanted to see him score a basket, and you got it.
That's it. Get everybody on that's been in on the board, and I believe it has. And now Germain didn't lose it. Nice play by Ali Watkins to save it.
Wow.
Ernest almost let it slip.
Traveled.
And that is a slippery ball, but it was a foul there on Chris White. Headed for UTEP.
I'm always amazed at the number of shots guys give up. There was a clean looking shot at the elbow, and now you're gonna have another foul called on Chris White, and that's gonna send Martin to the line to shoot a pair.
Second personal on White, fourth team foul. Ali Watkins, check that, it's Martin the third, with just 2 points. Only 5 points scored by the Eagles so far this quarter. (17-5) so far the score in the third quarter. Lawndale over the Eagles. And didn't get the sweet kiss off the glass, so 2 free throws missed. Good defense by Ernest. Jones gets it over to White. Beckles skips it to White. Over to Snedeker.
Air ball by Snedeker. Of course, he's at home, so they don't give him the business. If he were on the road, he'd be hearing about it.
Ernest with the runner, no. Jones with the rebound, gets it off to TJ. On the run, but El Segundo's back, but TJ is calling it a jump ball. Possession arrow towards Lawndale as Pinkard and Newman come in the ball game for TJ and Delano. So good defense by James Martin. Well, now they say it's El Segundo ball.
Right.
Yep.
And although the arrows show one thing, well, what the officials do, and I can tell you this, because everyone that's worth the salt does it, is that you keep the arrow in your pocket. You use a coin or any small object in your pocket. It helps you keep track of it because you can't always depend on the table to be correct.
Newman with the steal. White with the and one.
And give the foul to number 33, Sam Ernest.
That'll be his first, third team foul. But how about Chris White? Look at that finish. He has 4. Looking for the and one. And gets it.
And he converts that one. His other basket in the first half was an and one situation that he didn't convert.
So 20 to 5. Lawndale has outscored El Segundo in this quarter. Under a minute left to go. El Segundo just trying to figure this one out. But a blitz. Ernest underneath the Moye. Puts it up and won't go down. He gets his own rebound. Comes down to Jones. Can't get the break because Martin was in his face.
Right.
Pinker gets it to Newman. He'll slash. Now to Snedeker. Nope. He'll get a 3-point shot off the mark. Rebound to Ernest. Back comes Ali Watkins on the break. Trying to get it over Newman, but Brandon was right there. And White with the rebound from the free throw line.
Right. White's gotten hot all of a sudden.
And he has 7 with 10 seconds left in the third quarter. Ali Watkins trying to go around the Cardinal defense. Does, but couldn't get that ball to go down.
And that's the quarter. Wow. For Lawndale, a huge quarter as they put up 22 in the quarter. Come away with 58 for the game, and conversely they hold probably their best defensive quarter of the season. They hold this El Segundo team to only 5 points, giving them 27 after 3 periods. Let's go over to Sebastian Spencer.
You guys already know about the 3 Cardinals that have already committed to Division I schools to play basketball. Well, they might have a 4th, and that guy is Delano Beckles. Coach Brownlee told me that he's been receiving a lot of praise and a lot of looks from LMU University. They've been looking for somebody, a player to come in and change the diversity of their culture there, get some rebounds, do everything for him, a player that can kind of do everything. And he's somebody that's definitely been on their radar. So we'll see if we have a 4th Cardinal to play Division I basketball. Back to you guys.
All right, thank you very much, Sebastian. WCC wouldn't be a bad place to go.
Not at all.
And not a bad place to be there in Playa del Rey.
It's a Division I program. You have an opportunity, to go to the big show. So it'd be a great opportunity for him.
But, you know, he's a big track star as well, as Broster's in the game, and he gets his first bucket in a long, long time. David Broster. So in the ball game for the first time, Elijah Cheney for El Segundo, and the ball is stolen away. Newman has the ball kicked away. So a couple of turnovers here, one by each team, and now Germain with it. Over to Osler. Shot taken by Cheney, and that's a 3. Elijah. That was a 3. So it's 60-30 is the score. Broster with a 3. Broster's heating up, cooking that ball. 63-30 now. Shot taken by Germain. And he has a half a dozen. Broster just off the mark. That would have given this crowd something to cheer about.
And let's set the table for the Cardinals that are out on the floor. as you've got Chris Murray, quarterback of the football team, on the floor. Brandon Newman on the floor, along with DeAndre Snedeker, Broster, and Quincy Pinker. So not your typical Lawndale lineup that you would see, but here's the reason for that. 6:35 left in the game, Lou. It's a blowout at this point, 63-32, as we've got a timeout on the floor, 30-second timeout being taken by Coach Chris Brownlee and the Lawndale Cardinals. So, as we see them now basically looking at how they want to finish out this game, and what Coach would love to do, I'm sure, is continue to play some of his senior players who haven't had as many opportunities as some of the other stars on his team. And you got to give the first unit some credit that they've gotten this commanding lead, which gives these guys an opportunity to play in front of their family and friends as well.
That's right. David Broster is one of those, and he's gotten a lot of time tonight. More time than I think we've seen him all season in the games that we have done. And the ball is kicked by Murray, so a new 35 as Josh Hessing in the ball game for El Segundo. So, well, Murray is the punter also, right?
Right.
That got some pretty high velocity on that punt.
They did.
Now a foul on Quincy Pinkard. On Dan Germain. That is Quincy's third personal. And Quincy just being a general pest as he is. And ball is stolen by Murray, stolen back by Germain. Pinkard takes it, can't get it to finish. Snedeker trying to get it, but Cheney comes back out with it and slows it down. So there's some tall white jerseys out there. Now throws it around. Great ball handling by Cheney. Here comes Hessing, but Newman blocked it from behind, picked up by Ernest. He goes down, and a foul on the play. And it's a two-shot play for Sam Ernest.
Looks like they're going to get a foul to Chris Murray.
So that's Murray's first, 5th team foul. And Sam Ernest earns 2 shots at the line. Clanks the first one. TJ comes in for Quincy. Ernest misses it. Snedeker with the left-handed bullet pass to Broster. Now to Newman. And a foul on Cheney. It's going to be out of bounds. Elijah. He's brought some energy to this Eagles team. That's his first personal, 4th team foul. As he pushed Newman while he was up in the air. Newman almost jacked it up from 24 feet. And now TJ, now he will from about 22, won't go down. Rebound is taken by the Eagles. Osler with it.
And Newman has a funny looking Bob Cousy style 2-hand set shot. One that you don't see much anymore. Probably haven't seen in about 40 years.
Yeah, I like that.
So I wonder where he's been watching film of Cousy at.
Same place where he got that 70s haircut. Now here comes Snedeker! Look out! Osler with the foul that prevented the slam.
And Osler says, not on me. Yeah. So he does a good job of going up to contest, as we'll see on the replay. Bam, across the arm.
Good foul by Justin. That's his second. Snedeker going to the line to shoot 2. Perfect on the first one with a dozen points. Germain and Ernest out. In the ball game is John Delfinato, number 24.
And Martin III comes back.
Second is too long, but there's Murray with a nice soft touch to put it in for his first bucket of the game. Osler, look out from behind, and Snedeker returns the favor. So that's on me. That's me. Had to pay him back. Now watch the payback here.
Yep. Comes right across the arm. DeAndre's second. And scored a basket for Osler and the and one. So a 3-point play for Osler.
The old-fashioned way. So it should be 35. There we go. 5 minutes left to go in the fourth quarter. TJ over to Newman. In the corner to Murray for three. Almost went in. Osler with the rebound. Justin Osler's just a sophomore, Rufus. And here comes Martin, and Newman's going to get tagged with the foul. We get to see another year of Brandon. No, he's a senior, right?
Right. Well, they introduced him as a senior. We've thought all along that he was a junior.
That's probably right. Martin now 2 out of 3 with 3 points. Martin playing with 4 fouls. Misses the second. Snedeker with the rebound. We'll see Snedeker next year. Look out. Almost a backcourt violation by TJ. Newman puts it up and finds the bottom. Brandon Newman with a half a dozen.
And speaking of Snedeker, clearly next year Snedeker will be the star of this team.
El Segundo's defense gets back in a hurry, and Delfinato with the rebound. Going against Newman, and it's blocked by Newman. And now here comes Snedeker.
Whoa!
And he's fouled hard by Elijah Cheney.
And that's got to be considered close to, again, intentional there. If you look at the play, see, that's a push in the back. That's intentional all the way. I got to say that's one the officials certainly should have. In terms of when you want to change how the game is going, you pop a foul like that, you call it what it is and intentional, and take that element out of the game, because there was no play on the ball whatsoever. Once again, our cameraman being told and asked to get out of the way. I'm not sure which part of not being right there. He doesn't understand that the official wants him away from there.
Well, probably where he's been all year long.
Right.
But George Davis hasn't done a whole lot of our games. And Snedeker makes both of those. He has 14 points. Four out of 6 as
and there's a turnover up
Brandon
here.
stole it on the inbound from Cheney. Over to Brandon. Wants that big three. Wokona gets his own rebound over Osler. And Osler fouls Newman. Boy, he has really worked hard tonight. Brandon Newman. Wanted to get his 8th point, but he'll have to get it the hard way. And for Osler, that's his 3rd personal. 7th team foul. So now Newman misses the first. He'll get another one. And rolls that one in. 7 points for Brandon.
Got a timeout taken by Coach Ito and the El Segundo Eagles as they trail by a score of 71-36 with 3:53 left in the contest.
Now, did Brandon make both of those free
They
throws?
made one.
Okay.
Missed the first, made the second.
All right, well, I'm just seeing 71 up on the scoreboard. Is that right or wrong?
That I couldn't tell you. All I can tell you that I know is he missed the first, made the second.
DeAndre made both of them, so that made it
Right.
70, so 71, okay. I got a little bit lackadaisical myself.
Well, we talked about earlier, and as was mentioned, I told you they were on a pace. At halftime, they had 36. Now, with 4 minutes, a little under 4 minutes left, they've already got 71. So they've just about matched the first half scoring output. And this has been with a number of reserves on the floor.
It's good to see the depth of this team as the ball is knocked out of bounds by Pinkard. And the score of the last game at El Segundo was 73-32 Lawndale. Delfinato fumbles it out of bounds.
So Lawndale's held up defensively in terms of what they accomplished in the first game, and they're just about to match that, and will match that, I'm pretty sure, before this game is over on the offensive end as well.
Got some hungry guys out there for Lawndale now. They want to show coach that they deserve some more time. Broster almost got that to go down, but it's rebounded by Martin III with 3:23 left to go, and Chris Murray with the block.
Man, that was done like a defensive back, and he's a quarterback. He went up to swat that one away.
He's just a good athlete.
So you're looking at Murray that'll be back next year. You see Murray go up on the play. You got Snedeker who will be back. One of the things that they'll have to search for is a good ball handler.
Look out for Brandon. Let's hope he didn't hurt himself.
He went up with the slam attempt, and once again you had Cheney in on the play. Let's see how this one gets played. A lot of contact by Cheney, boy. You know, I understand he's a little guy, but that doesn't give you a license to rough people up.
And he's built like a fire hydrant, low to the ground, low center of gravity. So Newman misses the first, misses the second. Delfinato with the rebound. Full court pressure by Lawndale. Hessing with it, going against Pinkard, and Pinkard badgers Hessing to the ground, and it's turned over. Look out for Broster.
That's a push in the back that they didn't. Whoa, well, first of all, you missed the push in the back completely. When a guy could have got hurt. I understand picking up. Let's watch the replay here. There's the push. That's what you got to be watching for, is the airborne shooter from behind rather than the rim. That's where guys get hurt at.
Now, did that bucket count?
No, the bucket didn't count because it was a foul. Okay.
And there's an and one the other way.
That foul's going to go on Pinkard, and that's his fourth. As Osler scores the basket.
Does not get the and one. Broster with it against the 2-3 zone. 2:40 left to go in the fourth quarter. Over to TJ. Now Broster with a wide open three. It's going to be short. Rebound to Osler.
So they've been stuck on this 71 since the 3:53 mark.
Hessing almost had it stolen, but Osler is fouled by Murray. So that's his second. And that puts
Osler at the line to shoot two.
Double bonus time for Osler, or that's a two-shot foul anyway.
So now you're going to have, well, you have lane violation against number 24. So you're only going to have one free throw. Osler lost the first one because of the lane violation. Once he had the ball, no player can enter the lane. His own teammate, number 24, ran in, got on the lane. That created a lane violation. That wipes out the first free throw. He'll shoot one.
Puts it up and in. 6 points for Justin, all here in the fourth quarter. 2:10 left to go in the fourth. Broster gets it back to Pinkard, and he's fouled by Osler.
So Osler giveth, and he taketh. or taketh, and then he giveth a foul.
Ninth team foul. So Pinker going to the line to shoot 2, has 4 points, hasn't scored since the second quarter.
And so Pinker finally gets him off of that 71 schneid that they had been on for nearly 2 minutes.
See if they can equal their output for the last time, but Martin comes down with a rebound with 2 minutes left to go in the fourth quarter. Osler's wide open, and the Cardinal defense was at center court. 8 points for Justin. Ball is tipped up and put in by Snedeker, and he has 16 points. Cardinal defense getting back a little slower. They're doing on the full court pressure, and Hessing with 3 hits his first bucket of the game. Cuts it to a...
They scored a basket for Pinkert as he's fouled on the play. Looks like they gave it to number 4.
Well, if they did, that's Justin's 4th or 5th foul.
5th one, but
no one said anything yet. So 76-44 is the score. Ball's knocked out of bounds, and it'll be Lawndale ball. Here comes the alley-oop try, but Martin III was Johnny on the spot, but the pass was too far for Cheney, and back comes Newman. Snedeker gets it over to Pinkert underneath the basket to Broster, but he was right under it, so he gets it out to Newman. That's an air ball. Osler
not a good-looking shot.
The rebound, and the ball is kicked away. Osler still has it and gets it across the line. Under a minute left to go in the fourth quarter. Step back jumper for Martin, won't go down. Delfinato has it, puts up a runner. Barely got off the ground, but got the ball to go through. Newman with a little bunny, can't get it to go in the hole, and Delfinato has it again. Has his pass tipped. Cheney gets it to Martin. Out front to Hessing for 3.
Short.
And out of bounds. With 29 seconds left to go in the fourth. Long pass. Osler, look out. And we got an injured El Segundo player down. No basket. Broster says, come on. And that was Cheney who's on the ground. No, that's Martin III.
And that was a collision between 2 teammates.
Osler and James Martin III. There you see David Broster.
Yeah.
You name it, he got hit. That was some collision. Let's hope it's just the wind knocked out of him.
And so far, that's what it looks like.
Well, there's an elbow and arm and shoulder, wrist, behind.
The floor. Yeah.
But Justin Osler, just a sophomore.
Right, now it's immaterial to this game, but boy, that could have been a big situation in a game where you've got a 1-point or 2-point ball game where the basket gets waved off. Player safety is important, but normally what you're going to do is you're going to wait until the other team has possession. You don't have to. Let me be clear. Player safety is the first priority, but the typical thing to do is rather than kill the play on the other team that has the ball, you simply wait till that play is over, if you can, before you kill the play.
Well, the basket was waved off. Actually, it appeared that the whistle, at least in my mind's DVR, Broster scored or right when the whistle was blown.
Right. But as we look at the board, they've not awarded the score, at least not by my count.
No.
Okay, I don't know if we have a chance to see the replay. We know that that's James Martin III that's down on the floor. gathering himself, catching his breath. Certainly doesn't appear to be any injury to his limbs. But if you can see that one more time, that last play that led to that injury, see it through, okay?
There he comes. So Coach Jason Ito escorting James Martin III off, and I would imagine he's going to take the 27.1 seconds off that remains on the clock.
Okay.
So
well, they're going to rule that a foul occurred on the play.
So Broster goes to the line. So maybe they, well, you can't call it on Martin because he was on the ground. Broster misses the first one.
Broster not taking his time on there, just took that one and threw it up. That one looked better, although it hit the front of the rim, and now with 20 seconds left in the game, game's over, no fouls, please, come on.
Ernest to Cheney, tic-tac-toe underneath to Osler.
There
he has 10 points. 12 seconds left. Pinkert gets it to Broster, wants to go baseline and throws it away.
Thought Snedeker would be out on the wing. Instead, Snedeker was out on the low block, extended. No one home. So with 4.2 seconds left, looks like our game
Look
is
out, Pinkert steals it to
go.
Broster.
Oh!
He tried to get it at the buzzer, wouldn't go down. Doggone it anyway.
If somebody has 78 on their score sheet, well, then they're heartbroken right now as the final ends up being 76-48 in favor of the Lawndale Cardinals over the visiting and game but outmanned El Segundo Eagle football team. They put up a game effort, but, you know, this team, once they got going, Lawndale simply had too many players, too much athleticism. Home court senior night, as we see some of the seniors heading off the floor, along with Coach Chris Brownlee. Still a very mysterious air tonight, Lou. In spite of the big victory by the Cardinals, a very, very mysterious air. Of course, we get to see this team again in a couple of nights as they take on the Lawndale Cardinals. And let's go over to Sebastian.
Coach, you guys got the victory tonight, but you don't look too happy about that one. Tell me what was going through your head this game. How do you think you guys played?
I think we played a little sloppy. We're about maybe 30 or 40 points better than the rest of the league. I think Hawthorne might be a tough battle. You know, they got some good kids. But we just got to get ourselves ready, man. It's a lot of stress. A lot of stress, a lot of things going on. We got to get the kids to play together and to play right. That's all I'm doing right now.
For the last 2 years, you guys have won that league championship. Just talk about how it feels this year to not be there, and how are the players that you have that have won that championship feeling?
We're a little disappointed. But those 2 years that we didn't win league, we didn't win CIF. So the bigger goal is to win CIF. We always want to win league. We led in every league game, led in the fourth quarter in every league game. We just couldn't finish. And that's from a coach's standpoint, from a player standpoint, we just weren't able to finish the games. So that's what it came down to. And we got to be able to finish the games in the playoffs. We just have to. We weren't trying to run up the score on El Segundo. I want to let the coach know that, but you know, we just had some seniors that don't really play a lot. That was their last real game here at home. So they were trying to just get a memory, from not having played in some important games that we've had. So all credit to them, and they started off really well.
Yeah, definitely, and you talk about going into the playoffs and winning CIF is the bigger goal for you guys. How do you feel that you guys can play when playoff time comes, and do you feel that you have a team that can kick it in that next gear once the playoffs come around. You talked about at halftime, we talked about playing tough teams like Glendora and other teams that are at the top of the rankings right now. So how do you feel about that?
Well, we've been at the top of the rankings also. We didn't drop until this last week because of our tough schedule we've had. So we're fully prepared. You know, we've had leads on price. We've had leads on a plethora of good teams that we've had. Our 10 losses aren't all bad losses. The only losing record was Santa Monica. But if you look at who they played, their record is, you know, real tough based on what they played on strength of schedule. Our strength of schedule is one of the toughest in the state. So we'll be ready.
Coach, good luck to you. Thank you. Have a good one. There you go, guys. Back to you. We'll have a Gideon delay up next.
All right, thank you very much, Sebastian, and some interesting insight by Coach Brownlee, really wearing his heart on his sleeve in that interview with Sebastian.
Absolutely, and he offered a lot of insight if you actually listen to it. And here's one of the things we're hearing is that there's trouble in paradise. We'll come back to that in a moment, but let's go over to Egidio.
Coach, another learning curve for you guys. Unfortunately, not the results you guys were looking for, but how do you think your team played here tonight?
You know, for about the first half and another half of that, we did okay. We kind of executed what we wanted, but you know, when you make turnovers, you get them going in their transition game. They're long, they're tall, they're fast. It's tough to compete against that, and you know, that's when they opened up the game, and you know, that was it.
The 6'6" sophomore Sean Emery was out with a broken nose before this game, and he's out for the season for you guys. Yeah. How did that affect you tonight?
You know, it hurts definitely because, you know, a guy that size against a team like this, it helps any way we can. But, you know, he's a sophomore and he's learning. It's his first year on varsity. He made a lot of improvements. We're happy about that. And, you know, we're hoping for a speedy recovery so he can come back and get ready for spring and summer ball. So.
Another one of those guys, Ollie Watkins, had a great game for you. He was out for a few games. What's his return been for you guys?
It's been huge. You know, he was battling a bad case of the flu, and a couple of our guys have been battling it all season. And having him there to run the point and kind of get us settled, it helps a lot. But even still, you know, we need more help from the other guys to alleviate pressure, and today we just didn't get that.
Coach, good luck the rest of the way. Thank you very much for your time. Thank you. Guys, back to you.
All right, thank you very much, Egidio and Sebastian, and a good insight actually from both coaches. And you know, it's El Segundo has to be encouraged by what they've seen tonight. A lot of their kids are coming back next year.
Right, yeah, and they've got a good guard in Ollie Watkins. I got to tell you, I was impressed with him. And even the little guy, Elijah Chaney, who's also a junior, if they both start, they'll be the smallest backcourt in the South Bay. But you got to say Ollie Watkins is a real good guard. But, hey, tonight's all about the Lawndale seniors, the Lawndale program. As I mentioned, there is a bit of trouble in paradise. I'm not saying it. Coach Brownlee said it. I mean, he's been very candid about it. They're trying to right the ship and get everybody on the same page. Players, parents, the administration. Hey, we're here to entertain. We're here to give young men an opportunity. They've done that, I think, very successfully. I think Coach Brownlee and Coach Parker, two of the very best and the kindest and nicest guys you'll meet, have done a great job of developing these players. And if you look at where they were 4 years ago, and that's what I would challenge anybody who's been around. If you look at where many of these players were 4 years ago who've been here, their talent and their basketball ability has risen exponentially. And that comes from coaching, no matter how you slice it. I understand that there's some folks who may not be happy with playing time. Every parent feels that way. Trust me, there was a time I felt that way. That comes with the game. But at the end of the day,
I remember those conversations.
Exactly. You know, I think that they've done an excellent job of building this program. And let us hope that the next game coming up, which is going to be a big one, it's going to be a fun one. Our colleagues over at Hawthorne, Coach David Jello Gray and their guys, hey, you know, they're not crying tears.
Let's not forget the Moose.
The Moose, and they're not crying tears for this Lawndale team. You can rest assured about that. So if they come into that game sleepwalking like they did in the first half of this first quarter of this game,
they're going to be in for a rude awakening. But I think that this was the kind of win they needed. I think it's going to send them in the right direction. They're obviously a playoff team. And as Coach Brownlee said, one of the things that he said, and we don't get into RPI and all that stuff at the high school level, but they played a very demanding schedule. They paid the price for it in the wins and losses. You'll look at it and go, well, they weren't as good as we thought they were going to be. But game after game after game, they were right there. They were never really blown out of any game. So, you know, there's something good to look forward to in the playoffs. Right now, let's go back over to Sebastian, who's with Chemezi Me Too.
Chemezi, you guys were on a 3-game losing streak going into this one. How does it feel to get this win?
It feels pretty good. We're just getting ready for the playoffs right now. Just trying to come out, get a couple wins, get a good vibe going into the playoffs.
What do you expect from yourself and from this team going into the playoffs? Because, you know, you guys have high expectations for yourself. So going into these next couple games, you got Hawthorne for one more league game. And what's the plan for you guys?
We're just trying to win. We're trying to win it all. Come out every day at practice, not only the games, but at practice also, and compete with each other so we can take that onto the court and hopefully win a championship.
And going further, you guys have your senior night. This could possibly be, you know, you guys might get another home game in the playoffs as well. So just talk about how it's been these past couple years playing here at Lawndale, being a Cardinal and winning those league championships and bringing something different to this program.
It's been really fun the past 4 years. You know, had a lot of fun, met a lot of great people. Coach Brownlee, Coach Parker. It was a long journey. Won a couple league championships, as you said. The fans, they were great. You know, my classmates, everything was just fun.
There you go, guys. Back to you.
All right, thank you very much, Sebastian. And Chemezi Me Too, very gracious in his interview with Sebastian.
And I like the fact that he acknowledged, one, it's been a journey over a 4-year period, and also thanking Coach Brownlee and Parker. Coach Parker, of course, responsibility for the big men. And, boy, again, you and I saw 4 years ago. He's done a great job of developing this young man into a D1 player.
Yes.
You know, that has been by them. And it looks like we got Chris White over with Egidio, so let's go over to them.
Thanks, guys. I got Chris White here. Chris, a bounce-back win for you guys. You guys lost the last 3, but a good rebound win here tonight. A little sluggish in the first quarter. What was happening there?
Honestly, we were just joking around because it was senior night, but then Coach got on us. We started picking it up, and then we just realized, like, this was a big win for us to, like, get us motivated again and start us off for playoffs.
How important was coming out here tonight and getting this win, especially what happened on Friday night against Beverly Hills?
Friday night against Beverly Hills was really devastating. It really hurt us. So tonight we knew, like, that we could pick it up and start getting more wins in because we were on a 3-game losing streak. So that helped us out.
The second team got a lot of work in today. What do you think of your bench players and how much they mean to this squad this year?
Honestly, any player on this team can start. So it's just on Coach. He just spreads out the minutes evenly the way he thinks it should be spreaded, and that just helps us out to win.
What's the message going forward here, trying to finish off the regular season and heading into the playoffs?
We're just going to get a great win on Thursday against Hawthorne and then get in the playoffs and honestly try to make it past the third round because we usually get stuck. So that's just the goal this year, you know, try to make state NCIF.
Thank you very much for your time, Chris. An entertaining game. Good luck. We'll see you. Thank you, guys. Back to you.
All right, the UTEP minor, Chris White. Well, actually not yet. Still has the playoff season to go through, and good kid, Chris White. They're all good kids on this team, and that's what you love about it, and the family atmosphere that the Brownlees have brought in. Not only Chris, but his mom and dad, Coach Ed, have really brought in that family atmosphere, and I think that helped a lot too in creating not only Chemezi Me Too into a D1 player, but Chris White, possibly Delano Beckles, and who knows, Brandon Newman. We haven't even talked to him to see what his plans are.
Exactly. Well, and as we look around the floor, maybe that's what everybody was waiting for, the after party. You know, there are a bunch of folk that
I thought they were all here to see you.
Right now. I mean, they're here. They're enjoying, and this part you do like. They're soaking up, you know, this whole senior night thing. You see folks with posters and banners and stuff, and the players carrying theirs, a memento, a memory from the night that they'll treasure forever because you only get to be a high school senior once, theoretically. I mean, there are a couple of folks that have done it twice, but You know, usually it's only a one-time deal. And so these guys are really soaking that in. And I'm glad to see that. I'm glad to see, even though the game was a bit herky-jerky, now that it's all over and they got the W in their pocket, you can see that they're starting to enjoy the moment.
Well, I think they're also waiting to see who the player of the game and the tip of the hat is. That's what I'm thinking.
Oh, I'm sure they are.
Well, then why don't we take a timeout so you and I can tabulate or matriculate to see who won this one here. We'll be back.
Hi, I'm Donnell Beverly from the University of Connecticut, home of the 2011 National Championship Yukon Huskies basketball team, and you're losing your Olympians.
Beverly around the back, follow-away jumper, good, beautiful shot.
It wasn't too long ago that I was playing basketball right here.
I just want to thank him for having me here. I'm honored to play here.
And the Huskies are the top dog in 2011.
Winning the NCAA championship has always been a goal of mine, but so is getting a great education that will last me a lifetime. You can achieve your goals too. All you have to do is work hard and dream hard, and you can do anything you put your mind to.
Back here at the Cardinal cage, where the Cardinals take care of the Eagles 76-48 in the Battle of the Birds. And the Lawndale Cardinals improved to 15-10 overall, 6-3 in the Ocean League, currently third. Have to wait in the morning to see if Beverly Hills defeated Samohi or not. And we were talking about that earlier tonight, Rufus, and there's got to be a tiebreaker in there. And the Vikings and the Cardinals were 1-1, but in the win, the Cardinals got more points in their win.
Okay.
So I don't know how that works out, or if it works out against other like opponents. But the losses were all obviously to Beverly Hills.
They were the same. Here's what I would suspect, Lou. Neither team will really care about being in second place.
Okay. All right. And then El Segundo drops to 9-16 overall, 3-6 in the Ocean at fourth place, 2-7 on the road, and that snaps their 3-game winning streak. The Cardinals have their 3-game losing streak snapped, and they are 4-1 here at home. And TJ Johnson had 2 points. Broderick Jones had 10, 7 points for Quincy Pinkert, 5 each for Chemezi and David Broster, 7 points for Brandon Newman, 2 points for Chris Murray, 16 for DeAndre Snedeker, 13 for Delano Beckles, and 7 for Chris White.
And how good must the team be when your two big men, two legitimate D1 big men, only score 15 combined, and you still put 76 up and win by 25, 30 points.
That's what good teams do.
Absolutely.
The weight has to go on someone else's back, and that went to DeAndre Snedeker and Delano Beckles, who had 16 and 13 respectively. For the Eagles, Dan Germain had 6 points, 10 points for Justin Osler, who was a bull in a china closet. Boy, wait till he gets good and big. 3 points each for Josh Hessing and Elijah Cheney, and 3 points for James Martin III, who was in foul trouble most of the night. 2 points for Justin Delfinato, and 10 points each for Stephen Moye and for Chase Ali Atkins. And now it is time. Everybody's waiting around out here. You got a big crowd around you wanting to know. Well, the player of the game tonight, for me anyway, is junior DeAndre Snedeker, who ended up with 13 points, came off the bench as the sixth man and really lit a fire underneath the Cardinals, as well as Brandon Newman, but with 9 points in the first half. That was big.
Right, and Snedeker is an emerging star, which we've seen. I mentioned it during the broadcast. Clearly, he will be the go-to guy on this team next year. You know, we go back to the old Losinger days, and you could see the progression with each class. Okay, it's gonna be Donnell Beverly's team next year. Then it's gonna be another guy and another guy. And here, what we're seeing is the passing of the baton to DeAndre Snedeker as the leader of the Lawndale Cardinals next year. No doubt about that part. And you're right, a very deserving honor. He's been Tip of the Hat Award winner. He's been player of the game. He's been a little of everything. So congratulations to him, a well-deserved honor.
And now, who is going to get the tip of the hat?
Tip of the hat goes tonight to guy, won't show up with a lot of stats in the stat sheet, but made a difference in a game where the team started out so very lethargic until he stepped on the floor, along with DeAndre. And when he stepped on the floor, the energy level went up, fans, and that's what they needed to get them going. And he played tough and hard the whole game defensively, had a couple of big entertaining baskets. Won an award, the tip of the hat tonight, too. None other than number 2, Quincy Pinkert. So, Quincy, this tip of the hat is for you, my man. Congratulations. You earned it for your play tonight. Tip of the hat, Quincy Pinkert.
All right. Well, congratulations to both Quincy and to DeAndre and to the Cardinals. And, well, I want to thank Rufus. Maybe we should put a bow on this one and put it up on the win shelf.
This one's done. Senior night is over.
All righty. For Rufus Washington and for Sebastian Spencer and Egidio DeLeu, this is Lou Stowers, also for the 3-time Star Award-winning crew led by Tom Strickfaden. The final score once again from the Cardinal Cage on the campus of Lawndale High School. It's the Cardinals 76-48 over the El Segundo Eagles. Until next time, so long.